I'm going to check Twitch just in case. Like I said, my computer's old and you never know what it's actually doing. Oh, go figure. I'm not even signed into Twitch on this computer, and I don't want to try to figure out what my password was. Yay! All right. So, we're going to play with what we have and figure it out from there, I suppose. Um, let's see. Well, last game we didn't really do a lot of anything. It felt like there was a lot of story that was involved, and honestly thought we'd get further than we did, which I say almost every game. Yeah, I know. You guys basically had a Santa gift at the beginning, and then you guys got a bunch of really cool gear, or I think it's cool, and then gave most of it to Ethan because you could, I guess, and then decided to head to Selhani's Druid Tribes camp, where you all found out that it's burned down and destroyed, and you're not really sure what you're doing here. And in the middle of the night, Peter decided to desecrate a statue, and Selhani caught him at it, but let him do it anyways. And then when they found out the statue could be opened and there's a chamber hidden beneath, Selhani decided to burn everything after Peter grabbed whatever he felt like grabbing. And they closed up the statue and went to bed. And somewhere the next morning, after you guys did a few things, is where we are now. That's what I remember too. And Peter is still not here like he said he wouldn't be. Or probably wouldn't be. Holy, you guys have 50 new messages today? Okay. I missed out on a lot. Alright, I'll get to that later. So, who wants to start off? Are we going to just leave or... Hey, you showed up just as we're starting. We haven't done anything yet. I had computer problems. For now. We'll figure it out. I'm playing on my alternate computer. I just need to find a new power supply to replace my Corsair 600 or GS 600. That's it. I'm pretty sure that's my only problem. We haven't decided that yet. We had only decided that the group has decided that they were about to set off. Mm-hmm. And I was going to start you off with the Rangor part, but figured now's a fitting time. So why don't you start there? Have a conversation with Rangor. Tell him what's up. Mm-hmm. No beer. Are you going to show the whole group? Okay. That's right. Mm. It's a mind flare. Character wise, as far as I know, you're all, camp is packed up and you guys were just getting ready to leave and you turned around to have a conversation. Peter killed. Yes. All right. Sounds good to me. Grumpy notes later. Grumpy notes. Okay. Well, does anybody else have anything to say on this topic? Okay. So, all of you very sad and or angry in Wisp's case, continue fixing up camp and getting ready to head off. What's the destination we're going to? Continuing to follow Peter to his destination, or are we going to try somewhere else? All right. What was that sulfur? Oh, I know she was having issues. Okay, so you head off towards Rangor and Selhani. Selhani, who is getting very close and ready to let off a few of her more devastating spells. Is there anything you would like to do? As we can tell. And at this point is when Peter walks up. All right. Does Sohani need any time to do anything, or are you guys gonna? Okay. So, who all is ready to leave, or are you all waiting for Sohani in some way? Oh, here you bowed her down. All right. So Rangor has got his bags packed, thrown over his shoulder, wisp in tow, and he starts trying to leave. Is everybody following him? Grim, this is usually when you do something stupid. Wisp is staying with Selhani. Okay. So, um, you two tell me if you need some time to discuss anything or when you're ready to take off. But until then, I'll send the group on ahead of the two of you, and they're going to do their own thing. Okay. So you get a few very emotional. Yes. You get. So the whole party scouts or spreads apart, hiding behind trees from each other, just so that one of them can keep their eyes on Selhani and the rest can keep their eyes on each other. Love it. and and you feel the presence of your divine celestial divinity, God, however you want to say it. They you don't necessarily hear any words. You don't you It's more like nature itself talking back to you. More like you feel the urge not to cover it up. You feel encouragement and strong, loving emotions try to rush into you the more you try to fight covering it up. And you feel as they dissipate when you push them away. Are you going to cover the whole statue or just get to that point? Okay. So while you bow your head, you will feel warmth, the area around you, to you only. You feel as if there's a single ray of light pouring at you, and it feels like that entire light is made of love as you walk away. And for your respect, you have gained an additional +1 to your endurance, constitution, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, wrong game. I was playing a lot of other games this week. Sorry. We will discuss that as time goes on, but at the moment, you have a +1. Speaking of that, it's a potty break for Sohani now. Okay. I've given you guys like 3 cards. You guys keep losing them. A few steeds, perhaps? Upon mid. All right. At, at the mention of cart, you notice as Rangor summons some celestial steeds for you to ride for a short time. What is your destination? So, Hani, how do you feel seeing a trail of people watching you as you leave the statue, as if they were the 13 dwarves from Lord of the Rings, just waiting for you to catch up? Yes, Mr. Bilbo, your adventure has just begun. All right. All right. What is the frog's name, by the way? Have we named it yet? It's Frog. It's just Frog. Okay, that is a wisp name, so I accept it. All right. So the party moves on. This here, you guys are about a week on foot from the town of Bree, and another 2 days to um, Mythborough. So we can skip ahead of the adventure some. For this, I've devised a very complicated roll system because I couldn't come up with a less complicated one because it's me on what you guys might encounter. We're going to skip the nighttime activities unless you guys want to do them. Otherwise, during this trip, um, some of you, Ethan perhaps, or Peter maybe, if you're not leading the party, you can potentially walk blindly behind people reading a book or something. Some of you might sing. Is there anything else you guys might want to do while making this long walk across the place? Well, you can definitely do that. Are you being secretive to the rest of the group about this, or is it just the two of you discussing this? Just open. Okay, so they can pay attention if they want to hear the words, but okay. That's gonna be tough while on a walk, but okay. I don't see. Uh-huh. He is quite fast. That is him. While carrying a 200-pound tree branch with his feet. You'll notice that the vial is half full, so she definitely stopped before she intended to. Of an unknown breed. All right. So, Peter's going to start working on his little fun thing. And Grim, I have a question for you. Do you happen to have 7 days worth of poisoned rations still? Okay, because we're doing at least 7 days to the next town, so you guys need to either decide if you're going to try to stop in a nearby town on the way, or if you're going to try to get stuff from Sahani. Go. He definitely has some meat. Okay. I was going to say, because if you're running low, there's a good chance that you're smelling the venom that's in Peter's hands, Sahani's hands often, and, coming directly from Sahani's backpack. Okay. So you hold a high perception check. You're also going to probably learn about it later. All right. Okay. So for the first day, you guys are going to probably take 3 breaks. I'm just going to have one general roll from each of you for each day we're going. Whoever we don't get to, I'm sorry you didn't get a roll. All right. We're going to start off with Rangor because he rarely gets to do all the fun stuff. And this is going to determine if anything fun happens for the course of the day. You're going to roll, you can do a perception check because you're just checking to see what's in the area. All right. We'll do that. What did I put for 17? Okay. So you guys leave the camp. and you're following a road. You assume it's going to lead you where you wanted to go. This is the same road that Schnitzel was following, only going the opposite direction. So if he came from someplace, you must have been able to get to somewhere. Almost half the day passes as, you're out mostly outside of the forest. There's thin trees here and there, lots of grass and pretty flowers. As you continue walking this path, about midday, you start to notice sounds of music coming from over the hill. It's loud enough. It may be a full town. It could be some sort of encampment of whatever species. Um, but you definitely hear the loud sounds of music nearby. If that's what you wish to do. Mind you, this will add time to your trip if you do that. Okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth check. I'll keep that in mind. So as you break off of the party, you go stealthy, check it out while the party still walks. You climb to the top of the hill, and you're crawling around on your belly thinking you're perfectly stealthy. As you look over, you see a bunch of, they look like they're made of stone, but they're like bamboo shoots. And near the top, or on the top, they're definitely hollow, but near the bottoms, cut at different heights, are notches as if they were meant to be like organ flutes. And they're making a full circle. Each reed is different lengths and produces a different sound. So the music you're hearing, you assume, at first glance at least, that it's just the wind blowing through these reeds, playing you this music. So you guys aren't going to do anything? That's fair. So you continue on this first day with nothing else as you make your way down the path. Is there anybody else that would like to roll for the next day? Sure. Go ahead if you want to do it. Okay. I'm going to be honest. I set the encounter up. If you rolled a 20 or higher, nothing happens for the day. So, your entirety of the next day is 100% impeded. You guys just have a very long day doing your things, trying to craft when you take breaks in between the druids casting spells and getting new horses and everything else. So, yeah, if you'd like. Okay. So, for you, and I'm going to throw this out now because it's a good time. You're noticing that it is very difficult to try to craft a bow while on march. You get a little bit more done at nights than you do during the day, but it's pretty hard going. Similar to Selhani, who's doing one thing, although they're doing it much better than you are, and Peter's attempts at trying to be precise while walking. Speaking of that, Peter, if you will roll a medicine check to see how well your potions come out as well. Um, and you know what? Just because I can and everybody else is doing it, wow, you're doing really good, by the way. Um, because everybody else is doing it. Wisp said they wanted to do something. Solaris said he wanted to do something. Solaris, your strength training, so go ahead and roll a strength check, and Wisp, go ahead and do a performance check. You're singing. Well, no, you said you're doing strength training. Let's roll a strength check. Ooh. Okay. So, Solaris, trying to, first of all, keep up with the whole group as you guys kind of just mosey down the road, and you are very distracted, and he's trying to be alert for everybody around and obviously doing a good job of being alert. You know, punching trees hurts, and he's just not building his strength the way that he wanted to during this trip. Uh, Wisp, however, is also not the best minstrel you've ever heard, but man, she's got some catchy tunes. For those of you who understand Dwarvish, you realize they're just Dwarven nursery rhymes, whereas the rest of you just think, oh, that is some good Dwarven singing. All right, and so Mitsu, did you say you're taking the next roll? Go ahead. Do your perception roll. That's okay. That's okay. These are just the events that happen, not actually how well you guys observe them. Um, so half the day, again, goes by. You guys stop for food. And you're kind of in you're in an area that's a little bit more moist than the rest of it's been. It's not quite marshland. Maybe it's just a very strong lasting dew. You definitely start smelling rain rolling in. In the distance, you see white figures popping up in the tree line, coming from the direction that you want to be going. And when you look around, you seem to think you are completely surrounded by these. It's almost like a white fence growing closer to you as the skies darken and the rain begins to pour. Sounds of thunder and lightning begin forming as well. How do you guys react? The storm looks like Salhani's thunderstorm that she created. It is getting very dense, very thick, very black. It is darkening everything around you as if it was night. You see the lightning streak across the sky in the distance, hitting the ground, and ever more it grows closer. The white bodies that dot the horizon, almost humanoid now, as they grow closer to you as well. Yeah, you can. Who wants to roll to see if they can find a shelter? Yeah. So, Rangor looked around and he goes, "Guys, there's a bush over here We can make a house out of leaves. Jester, or Grim. Nice. Grim looks around and goes, we could definitely sit in top of these trees and we'll be safe from the rain. Salhani, of course, much better at surviving in the wilderness in this area specifically, looks around and happens to spot in the near distance a cave. Mind you, it's about halfway between you and whatever it is on the horizon that's growing closer. But it would definitely protect you from the rain. Oh, you guys are getting wet as it is, so. Right. No adult jokes needed here. Until I said it. It's always a deal breaker. As long as we don't have any more hand puns, I think we'll be okay. All right. So your team runs, knowing how wet it's getting, knowing that the rain is only getting increasingly strong. Thunder strikes are getting closer, as well as the army that you now seeing marching from all directions upon you are getting visibly closer. Those of you with high perception, Solars and Mitsu and whoever else rivals near them, can make out these are no normal beings. These are skeletons, large cleavers, pitchforks, horns on their head, tall as an ox, and they're coming for you. Some of them do, for sure. You guys are close to the cave. You can definitely make it to the cave before they get to you, but it's getting close. Okay. Mhm. So are you two are voting not to go into the cave, or are you going to line up in the cave? Oh, quite large. We're looking at probably 30 foot by 30 foot hole in the side of a hill. You don't see the bottom as you get to the mouth. So it goes quite. When the enemies are, or when you're that far from the cave? Okay. So as you guys dash into the opening, you find that the enemies are, at that moment, about 30 feet away from you, just as you get inside. Okay. You notice as Sohani stops and she summons her spell of wind as it fills the entire mouth of the cave with what can only be described as a miniature whirlwind that blocks the opening. And is there anything else you guys would like to do at that moment? Oh, nice. Okay. Yep. Okay. You you guys absolutely. Please do. Okay. He wants it brighter than the flame. Okay, perception. I do want to point out the very first thing that Peter notices while he's looking around is that the enemies do not enter a 30-foot area of the cave, almost completely spherical, as if there's already a boundary that they cannot cross. And they just stop there, raise their shields, and wait. When you start turning around in the cave, you start looking down the tunnel, and you're not normally used to watching tracks, but these are unavoidable, huge footprints everywhere. And then you start noticing the bones, scorch marks, deep claw marks in the rocks along the sides of the walls. What are you investigating for? You could think whatever you think. It could be a giant bear for all I care. You think whatever you want to think. Whatever your player would think, if I would put it more bluntly. You've seen a dragon, you know how big they would be. Hey, hey, if that's what Wisp would think, that's a good thought. You mean like on Star Wars? If you want to. Um, but go ahead and cast it. And I'm going to pull it up for people to see. So give me a minute. Okay. So you're just using the name dragon then? Okay. I must ask two things. One, is that a concentration spell? And two, is your okay. So your wind wall is still in place then. Okay. Okay. What is the duration on it? 1 minute. 1 minute, yeah. It does not stay up for very long. But you notice as it collapses, the enemies stay right where they're at. They don't even try to fire in the cave at you. And a few of them do have bows. Okay. Well, I will tell you. What was your range on that again? 5 miles. 5 miles. Oh yeah. You do feel a what do they call it? Draconic presence. Several draconic presences, different breeds, different sizes, but there is a very large one specifically. You believe down that tunnel. No, it went down. There is an army of undead standing out there, though, which I'm trying to find. Okay. If I can find, I'm looking on a different screen trying to find things that I placed here like months ago. I'm having a hard time finding it all, so it's not named. No, I'm not looking for a dragon right at the moment. I know where that is. King of Thieves Shrines. Aha. I he senses at least 5 in total. Okay. I'm trying to show you guys roughly where everything is on the map. Hopefully I switched you over here. Did I? Okay. Hopefully y'all see. You're in the cave where Salhani's icon is, which I thought I changed that at one point. Apparently I didn't. So, uh, you're surrounded by a large ring of um, different skeletons and zombies. There are quite a few of them. Go ahead and draw where you want it to be placed. Heavily obscured. That even includes for your team, though. So it's not darkness. Your abilities to see in the dark don't affect this type of. Um, okay. You're not wrapping it around each other, tying it onto each other. You're just going to let them hold it. Replying back to you from a voice really close to you says, I'm a friend. I know. I watched you come in. I followed you. You are my buddies, are you not? Yes, the other people in the cave. Sure. Just a D20 for now. I'll even let you do wisdom check if it's higher. It's been a while since you guys practiced that. Yeah, that's success. You kind of make out what's being said. But just so you're aware, you did roll a wisdom check, so I'm going to make it so that you're even smarter than Grim in this case. And you look around and you see it's Mitsu's dragon, and it's nearly if a dragon could laugh, it is trying to hold back a laugh. Yep, it learned it from you. Oh, you knew the whole time. The whole time. You're used to listening to Camille talk. You were watching Camille the whole time. You knew it all. Uh-oh. Okay. Ethan is completely invisible. Camille stops talking to you. The moment he starts screaming, you hear a roar from the bottom of the tunnel. Okay. Oh, it was definitely a dragon roaring. Uh-oh. Okay. That's even better. Okay. So you're going to keep one hand on the cliffside as you walk down. Oh, it's not tied to you. It's just a string. He said, hold on, and he went out. Or you can all let go like Grim and Solaris did. Solaris, I want you to roll a d4 as you run out through the fog. Yeah, so 1d4. Uh, you don't know where you're jumping to. I mean, you can jump straight if you want to just try to run straight, but you rolled a 1. Well, 1 is, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, d4. Continuing on in the same direction. So as you go through, you try to pile straight into the skeleton directly in front of you. He doesn't hit you because obviously he can't see either. But you definitely run face first into him. So for the yeah, he said that at the beginning of the game. He didn't poison all of his meat. No, he pulled it out. Yeah, and told you to go. Peter, sounds like you and Solaris are the only two leaving the cave at this point. Peter, did you roll a stealth at one point? Oh, good. Supposing they can find it. You do. Right. So, Solaris, you have encountered the enemies. Are you? I mean, you just ran into one. He knows you're there now. I would assume that it would be a good time to put you in combat if you are going to take combat. Otherwise, if you're going to run, it's a little too late. He's going to try to attack you anyways. So, what is your initiative roll? I get that, but you still gotta. I mean, if you entered combat, you're in combat. All right, 7. We can do a 7. It looks like you go first, so you're going to try to get past him. I'm going to mind you that there is a entire wall of them basically in front of you. And so your idea is going to have to leap over them, as you suggested earlier. You're going to try to disengage and go a different direction? Through him. Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll a I guess you can do an acrobatics check. Silly monks. Alright. Give me a second here. I'm trying to roll his out. That is a skeleton, so that's why. Okay. Skeleton is going to roll his strength of really crappy. So you push past the first skeleton. And then the next guy, right behind him, the zombie, if I can get to their screens easier, is going to roll. And I did not change his like I was supposed to. So advanced dice roller d20 plus. He rolls a 23. So as you try to push, as you tries to push through the skeleton, you get him to kind of move aside. I mean, he's still kind of in combat with you, but then you, because you're in a fog cloud and couldn't see him correctly or what have you, a second you pushed him by, there was a zombie standing right behind him, and you hit him like a brick wall. He stops you in your tracks. So I'm going to put him into initiative 2. So that considers, like 5 feet worth of movement and 1 action to do that. If there's more you would like to do, you may. You have a skeleton on each side of you, as well as the row of zombies in front of you. And the only direction you can technically go is backwards. Okay. So I guess we're going to wait till the next turn because they're going to all start attacking you here soon. Well, you just alerted the guy you pushed down to the ground, whoever was near him, the zombie you just ran into, and probably the people in close proximity to him. They know somebody's trying to do something. So, technically, if he wants to do that, that's up to him. I forgot. And let's see, if you move the first 5 feet in any diagonal direction, you have at least one person taking attack of opportunity. And moving beyond that initiates at least 2 other people going. And they only get stronger the further out you go. So it's up to you. You are right, they are attacking at disadvantage. So when you push through the skeleton, that counts as an action to try to push him out of your way. That would burn a lot of movement if that's what you wanted to do. Because to push or shove in D&D counts as an action and or bonus action depending on what you're trying to do. You can do. You're physically moving a giant body of bones. I would like to say bone sack, but I guess there's no sack around the bones. Right? Okay. Okay. Well, at the end of your turn, I'm going to suggest, since you're in combat, that we're going to put your friends as well on the map if I can. And we're going to get them to roll into combat before I decide what else we're going to do. Ethan, You guys are all considered in there. Well, not Peter. So, Honey, you're out. Mitsu, there you are. Peter, you're over there. Why did Peter's character not drag out? Oh, there it goes. It's just my computer being slow and stupid. Okay, I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, put yourself on the board. Somewhere in that area. Why is Mitsu out twice? That's weird. Yes, I'll fix it. You're somewhere. Yeah, he's in incredible stealth. He snuck straight through the fog wall. Nobody sees him past the fog wall. You were all in the cave, which I didn't think to draw because I figured you would all leave, but on that note, nobody decided they wanted to leave. Alright, are you going out stealthily, or are you just going to follow his string? Oh yeah, she follows you out, no problem then. Okay. So, you guys know what's going on. I'm trying currently to put everybody in initiative. It's taking me a minute.
So all of us in initiative, right?
It'll just be easier to figure out what's going on at that point. Um, no, because you can't see through the fog. There are trees roughly everywhere. I didn't drop any down, but yes.
I sent you a picture. If you can see your Discord. Is that a picture?
There's a lot. And somebody just irritated the dragon in the caves, so.
Maybe we could talk to the dragon.
Peter, Ringar, Ethan, Wisp, Grim. Why does Mitsu not on there? There's Sohani, Mitsu. Oh, now you're all in there. Literally. It was worth it. I did. Alright. So, while I'm putting all the zombies and such on initiative. Fine, that would be, of course, definitely easier. Gosh, take all my fun out of dropping everybody in here. No, it doesn't work for me. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Oh, look, I got a message from this person. Alright, so, speaking of initiative, where are we? We are, let's see, descending. There. We're not going to start off with skeletons. We're going to start right after Solaris' turn. Just because that's where we were. Solaris was last to go. So the ogres, who don't see anything going on, they're going to skip their turn. It is Wisp. What is Wisp going to decide to do? Okay, you're going to try to follow the string. Were you moving out with them originally, or is this going to just be second thought? Okay, so you're going to have to feel away their string. Go ahead. I don't know which. Go ahead. Stealth. All right. 16. You just have to get past a bunch of stinking undead. I will say that you make it out with Mitsu and Peter. Sahani, on the other hand, what is Sahani doing? You've definitely heard the initiation of the bones getting crunched together in the distance from Solaris. You're just gonna walk. Oh. Okay. How far are you gonna walk? Till you run into something? Till you think it's the middle? All right. I'm just send you a picture because I thought was okay. Roughly, this is what it looks like. It should probably be bigger because it really should be like a 30 foot, but I kind of did a 15-foot ish thing. But whatever. I would love to, but I'm trying to figure out where we put it in. This is a new computer, so or old computer. It takes me a minute. All right, and is it gonna drop? So Hani walks just to the entrance of the cave right as the fog starts. And I don't know why it's not appearing, but drops the fire spirit next to her. Then you said you commanded to do what? Okay. Fire into the crowd. Did you put all of its stuff on here? Ah. Okay. Roll a d4 to make it guess its direction because they can't see. Three. Left. So it's to its left, which thankfully it's in front of you. Flame seed. Ooh, 20 to hit. That definitely hits my skeleton. Dealing. Oh, come on. 1d6 plus 3. Yep, that worked. So 8 fire damage. And you notice as this fire, which looks of holiness, barely seems to hurt the skeleton at all. Like, it easily shrugs off the damage. All right. Well, Solaris would see it because he's right next to it, literally. So, Solaris, you watch as the bright light flickers off your creature next to you as it decides to advance in a different direction other than you and take a swing randomly next to it, attempting to hit Salhani at disadvantage because all the attacks need to be at disadvantage, and I did do it. $15 to hit Salhani. Yay! All right. It does 11 piercing damage. Yep. The next 3 skeletons take a swing at Solaris. Yeah, disadvantage. They're taking swings with disadvantage, but there's 3 of them swinging at you. I apologize. 2 skeletons and a zombie. The disadvantage on the first one is a 7, and the second one is 22. He rolled really good. He rolled a 22 and a 25. All right. All right. For 9 piercing damage. The zombie, make sure that. Oh, that. I thought that was the zombie. It's all right. I'll just do that guy. The zombie is going to actually try to grapple you with his strength check. I know his strength is probably higher than yours, so I'll let you use your acrobatics as per normal. Yep, contested grapple though, so he's going to roll a 13 to grab you. Oh yeah, you definitely missed the grapple. And let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. This skeleton does not know of the. Okay, so that's about the best our skeletons can do for now because they are not moving closer to the cave, and they don't know of the rest of your guys' presence as of yet. Uh-oh. There's a lot of stuff. Oh? Oh, dexterity saving throws.
What is your DC?
I believe the DC is only 10.
Oh, 15.
Let's see. 23, 6, 22, 21, 15.
Okay, let me double check. I think anything that's saved doesn't take any damage. Oh no, it's against my spell save DC, so against 14.
So one of my failed.
2d6 damage.
Oops.
That's 7.
7 damage. Awesome.
Anything that failed to save takes 7 damage.
Okay. One of them takes 7 damage. And I'm going to randomly pick here with a d6. That's this guy. Alright. Skeleton Minotaurs don't have anything to do, so they're skipping. The zombie's not doing anything. Peter, it's your turn. You definitely hear the fireworks that have been going on. You hear the spell casting of Selhani. You know what's kind of going on in there. As Peter is silent. Click. Yes, you. It's your turn.
Oh, dang it. I was just called upon.
Huh.
I guess I'll just probably continue.
And that's even though you're hearing the fighting of your fellow friends inside the fog cloud. Oh, easily done. Yep. So he can do a sneak attack. He's a rogue, anyways. Okay. You watch as you plunge your rapier into his back, fleshy, and he kind of just stops, slowly turns around, and in the most awkward ogre speak you can hear, he just kind of stares at you blankly. What you doing?
Nothing.
All right, is that the end of your turn?
20 in deception.
He's pretty dense. So that would be the end of your turn, Grim. Totally your turn.
My turn now?
Yep.
Yep. I will.
Okay. All right.
Your life.
I understand that you have some form of dark vision, so you don't see very far in front of you, but you do see. Are you lighting any other form of light source, or are you just gonna venture down? Okay, so you definitely get more light range at that. You move your entire 30 feet, I believe it still is, down the cave. Um, you don't happen to see anything initially. Are you gonna? Are you gonna continue moving your dash action down as well, or are you gonna just leave it at that? Okay, dash action down. Not a problem. We will do that. You're gonna be way away from them. Okay, not a problem. So as you move further down, you definitely start hearing a small rumbling voice repeat back to you. Very hard to hear. Definitely in Draconic. Why have you awoken me? Why do I care? You are here for my treasure, aren't you? That's all you're going to get on your turn. Alright. Ethan, you just watched Grim sprint down the tunnel and start yelling in Draconic. Most of it you kind of sort of understood. So you get the general gist of what he's saying.
He's just gonna curse a few more times and you can
Well, you can definitely keep up. And that's it. Oh, even Grim cannot see the dragon as of yet.
but like I have different eyes.
Yeah, I remember. And whatever it is might be around the corner up ahead, which will take Grim at least the fullness of his next turn to get there.
So I can't even see what kind of dragon it is either.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, if I got the gift,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna try and
Sure. What are you going to say to the dragon? Okay. It's not a bad statement. Let me double check what his
oof, I did not do well.
ooh,
But a one.
natural one. Yeah, he repeats back to you. Those dead things are probably placed there by me, boy. Go back to where you came, or it will be my temper you test next. Alright, Mitsu, your turn. You only faintly could potentially hear anything, and you definitely hear the rumblings of a dragon, but at your current distance, can't make out the words. You're shooting at the same ogre that Peter just stabbed? Okay. Yep, both hit. Peter, you watch as the ogre takes 2 arrows to the head. Perfect, clean shots. And you realize he's not even using his own eyes to see. This is clearly some form of enchantment possessing this creature and forcing him to move. As he just kind of, his head jolts back with each bullet shot. And he looks towards you because you're in front of him, not able to see Mitsu at first because he's still kind of shaded in the fog. And with one swipe, he moves the arrows away from his head, breaking them off, looking enraged at you. Solaris, surrounded by many skeletons and zombies at this point because of their move, they moved on you. There is also heat coming from a creature nearby, unable to see them, specifically yourself at this time. What are you going to do?
Even with like the Minotaur in my way, it's still disengaged.
Okay, so you're going to just try to sprint for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, only because you applied disengage will I give you this chance.
Also,
Go ahead.
bonus action to dash.
Wow. Well, you're definitely getting out of the fog cloud, but you're going to run into... actually, roll a d4. 3 times. Just tell me the 3 values, and we're going to see if you roll perfectly. 3 values is all you're going to need. Your character can't see where he's going.
Alright, I got a 3, then a 1, then a 3.
3, a 1, and a 3. Okay. So, your first attempt to move straight, so you're going to only lose just a little bit of movement, but you ended up bumping into the zombie right next to you and realizing there's a wall there. But you're going to try again, and then you run through the zombies, past them, colliding with a Minotaur skeleton. And 3 was left. So you are able to run out straight ahead, out of the fog cloud, to your original destination just past the fog.
And I have 90 feet because of my dagger. So how much in total
Are
am
you
I able to get after getting out of the fog crowd? Because I know it bumps it to
15, 20.
movement right now.
So it's only 30 feet to get out, plus the 5 from fog, so that's 35 when you ran into the zombie, I mean.
Alright, so now that I'm at 35, I'm going to use the movement to sort of get to my friends that's on the wall, if I can see them. Like Peter and Mitsuru.
You can definitely make out where Peter is currently standing. Mitsu, not so much, due to her distance, the fog, and its location, etc. She's harder to make out, but you know where Peter is, roughly, from where you're standing.
Alright, am I able to get there
5,
with my movement?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get standing right next to Peter. And that's and that'll be on his right side.
It's gonna be nice because I'm not in front of the map, so
Yeah, I should start just posting them every time we update into chat so that everybody sees them because there's 2 of you that need to see the map updates.
wait, who? I thought it was only solo. Who's the other one?
Solani.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll post it up on the group chat then.
Guess we'll see.
So you can do that in multiple different ways, however you want. You can use all your speed to go completely around everybody. You can go try to make it back through the fog.
Because what I want Peter to do is when I'm a little bit next to the ogres, since he's right next to him, I'm gonna be planted in the ogre that he's fighting so he can attack. And also,
Hold on, I think you're still confused with the two items.
yeah, yeah, my bad. I was wishful thinking. What was it? Yeah,
I will send you. Yep, that's basically all it does. It gives friendly units around you +1 to AC. I will send you a screenshot of that by itself so that you can see it better.
alright. Peter, you got +1 AC now, so come back to me. And my turn, by the way.
All right.
Sorry it took so long.
Well, we understand. All right. So the ogres are a little peeved at you right now. Oh, come on. It is not wanting to click over to you. Oh, screw it. I'm posting it in there. I don't know where all my friends disappeared off my friends list for, but they're gone. Okay. It's just you guys. Only my group members plus my brother are left on that list. And I'm like, why? I know so many other people, but okay. So the first ogre looks at Peter because you're the one that irritated him the most. And he swings at you. He does not get disadvantage because he is not in the fog cloud. 14 to hit. Okay. This other ogre watched as Solaris um, move past him and towards you. And he's actually going to let off a horn, a battle cry per se, to tell everybody that he sees something. That's his entirety of his move. The others ogres turn to face that general direction, but don't do anything at this time. Wisp, it is your turn again. Wait, we missed Rangor, didn't we? Oh no, he's coming up. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
I hear the horn and I face palm, and then I don't want to push off, but I want.
That depends on your version of safe. While you're outside of the cave, really, you can put him down, but you can't guarantee that he won't follow you, that people aren't going to step on him or anything of that nature.
Yeah, like is there a tree or a ledge or something
Yeah,
like that?
you're on the stone wall. There's definitely a place you can set him if he stays put.
Okay, so let's put him on the stone wall.
The frog croaks.
Then I'm gonna go off and then I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna try to.
Okay, you can follow Peter and
Um,
swing at that ogre. That is so weird.
these enemies, right?
Yep.
Yeah, these enemies.
All
Thank
right,
you.
that definitely hits. That definitely hits.
How about you just getting that one so you're getting those group numbers?
7 damage. You definitely get the ogre looking at you. and it says, "Hey, that hurt." Yeah, he doesn't believe you. So, honey, it's your turn. Okay. Just tell when you're teleporting,
Anything within 5 feet of it.
right? But need? Do you need sight on that one? Something tells me that you would need to know where you're going.
No insight. It just says 15 feet. Let me look.
I know. I'm trying to look for it too.
Okay. To an unoccupied space you can see. Okay.
Okay. So at this moment, you can't really see anything outside of 5 feet from you. Peter, you're the one that cast the fog wall, right? How long does it last if he's here? Concentration, nice. It's his spider friends. They're doing a jig on the dashboard. All right.
Well, if that was the
Do you choose to do something differently? I will give you that option since how you didn't fully read the ability. Are you going to do anything with your dog or just stand there? Okay. Um, you can notice because I'm going to say you're right at the cave entrance, and fog is not so heavily obscuring your vision backwards into the cave. You see that Rangor is still near you, and Peter and Grim and Ethan have taken off down the cave behind you. All right, Skeleton's turn. What can they do? Two skeletons are going to take swings with disadvantage at your dog.
okay.
17 and 16.
You said what and what?
17 and a 16.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, 18 damage.
Okay. Still alive.
Okay. The other skeletons don't seem to move at all. Rangor, it's your turn. I hate to ask, but Schnitzel, can you put yourself on mute until it's your turn again?
Yeah. Sorry, I was writing something down.
It's all right. Thank you.
No problem.
It's all right. Maybe Rangor can do something amazing. For this day, I'll say you may have used one or two. I mean, that depends on how fast you guys really want to go. I was basing your trip off of by noon, you and Silhani pretty much burned all of your level 3 slots doing that stuff. And it's roughly noon-ish right now. It's part of the distance. I mean, they only last an hour every time they cast them. And I think between the two have 6 casts or something like that. But Solani was casting long stride on the horses as well, making them go faster.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw out my last wonder animal. So I'm going to summon wolves.
Okay.
They gain a bonus on attacking anything that
Wolves, wolves, wolves. Do we have wolves for you guys already? We do. Rangor. Okay. 4 Rangor wolves just inside the cave entrance where you can see. It's a good answer because last I checked, although it's your spell, they are still beasts and can only take direction so far. Good answer. All right. Minotaur skeletons are. You see a couple of them walk around the circle this way, but that's about as much as they move. The zombies, none of which are engaged with anything, are doing anything. On the other note, there is a rumbling now coming from the cave, and you see fire around the corner. You definitely see, you and Ethan both see the end of the tunnel in front of you. Somebody has lit a fire. It's large. You see the image of a large wing, a tail, as if it's walking in front of the flames towards you. That's the end of that turn. So, Peter, it's your turn. Whatever you say, buddy. Go for it. I believe it does, actually. They have a really low AC. They're large creatures. Yeah, definitely hits. Yep. Minus. Okay. Okay. Is that the end of your turn? All right, Graham. What are you going to do in the cave? Dragon says, I'm long past the time of nourishment. But please, give me your treasures. Oh, I'll help you leave my cave or die. And you hear another large roar emanates all the way outside. Even Mitsu, where she's standing, can hear the roar of the dragon being fierce to attack. Is that all you're going to do, Grim? Okay. Ethan, how do you respond? Sulfur, are you there? Am I the only one not hearing people? Wisp. Hi.
Want me to go out? What?
Yeah, maybe it's her turn.
Oh, I went in and out. I got kicked out.
Oh, all right.
Hey.
What are we doing? It's all right. I was having a hard time hearing exactly what he's doing, but he basically dropped some of his items on the ground, trying to present them to the dragon, who responded in turn with a very loud, ominous roar. And a no. He didn't specify. Not that I heard, anyways. He said it's going to take a lot more to scare him than that.
Time to go ahead.
Okay. We can see what he does. All right. That leaves it to Mitsu's turn, it looks like.
Oh,
Uh huh. Um, roll a 1d4. Ooh. All right. Roll a d20. 13. Wisp, what's your AC?
oh, 12.
All right.
Plus, add plus 1 because you're
Nope. She's not within 5 feet.
5 feet. Okay.
So,
Right.
so 12.
Nope.
Okay, Mitsu, roll damage.
Both?
Just her. One shot. The other one hits the ogre. So yes, both technically. So 7 to Wisp and 8 to the ogre.
Oh, right?
Yep. You weren't raging yet, were you? So I didn't hear you. Okay. Well, sometimes I don't know, and I didn't hear her cast it or say she was gonna rage. So, if she was raging, yes, half damage.
Okay. Well, you may know when.
Okay.
I turn around and I give you a like, nah face. We're sketches by ears, so you can still do that too. Yeah, but Wiz wouldn't. I would.
Okay.
Even yeah, she's a she.
All right, Solo, are you back yet? Yep.
And Peter, is it still alive?
Yes, you're still next to Peter and one of the ogres.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll to attack the ogre.
Mm-hmm.
10 doesn't hit.
Nope. Well, actually, 10 does hit. He's big, slow, and stupid.
Oh, he's about to die.
Yeah, for Solaris to roll less than an 8 is like impossible.
Wait,
13 hits. Yep.
no, the first attack is there's 15 total, but something's wrong here. Hold on.
Okay. So 15 damage.
So 11 damage, I'm sure.
Oh, 11 damage. Okay.
And then I'm gonna attack it again. Is it still alive?
Oh, yeah. It's got a lot of health left. Hits. Yep.
Still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Still alive? Or
You look at this guy, and he's definitely more hurt than he was. You can see now meat is missing from his face and his chest, and you're starting to see the bones, but he is not feeling any pain. Is that the end of your turn? Okay.
I'm back again. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Alright. So did the first thing fall with my second attack?
Nope.
Okay. Another one is
Hits.
alright. 6 total.
No, he's still definitely standing, far from falling.
Alright. I had 2.
Okay. He turns at you, first and foremost, and swings for a natural 20.
Eesh. Alright, go ahead.
Does 20 damage.
Alright.
Wisp, it's your turn. Twenty hits. Yep, you rolled a 12. You definitely hit. 3. Not a lot of damage, but you did something. I believe you do, especially if you're raging. Oh, don't you have rage damage too? Did that apply to the 3? 1d20. It's 1d20 plus 2 to damage, right? So, yeah. She rolled out of 1d20 a natural 1 plus 2. So, that 3 was literally the worst roll she could have done for damage. Just saying. Right. Okay. Yeah, well, this is a whisper roll. Better hit, but okay. Okay. Not a problem. He hit Solarsh just last with a really darn good roll, just saying. Selhani, it is your turn. If you remember. Yeah, there you go.
Let me cast at the one in front of my fire spirit. The 10-foot range.
Okay. It's a cone attack, right? Or is it just a straight? Okay. But is it a cone attack or just a single target attack?
Single target.
Okay.
And con save.
9.
That's a fail.
Okay.
That is D12 poison damage. Let me get another D12 out. 4.
Nice. Love it. You had a high chance to do good damage, but failed it.
Yep.
Welcome to Wisp's life. Okay. On this turn, that skeleton moves up, and the dog gets attacked from 3 different skeletons. So,
Already disadvantaged, but now it's still disadvantaged.
that doesn't happen. But 15, 8, and 6.
Only one hit.
Okay.
The 5th.
Yeah, it is. I will address that. But 13.
13, he's still alive.
Wow, that's good hit points. One of the skeletons ends up actually dying from his critical failure. Rangor, your turn. Actually, real quick, I do want to explain that at the top of your turn, since how it's the first of the round, um, the rain is now so heavy, all of you get half movement speed, and every 10 feet you move, you have a chance to slip on the ground. It's wet and slippery ground now. It's not just forest terrain anymore. But I will give you advantage on your rolls if you'd like. Okay, Rangor. Okay, let's have you roll perception for each. I'll give you 10 as a pass. Okay, go ahead and pick your targets. Okay. Now what?
Now they're going to attack. Since friendly creatures are threatening them, they get advantage on attacks.
Okay. Which nullifies the disadvantage, is all. Yep, 11 hits. Okay.
The next one is going to attack the one directly on his head.
So that one 8 did not pass a strength check. He's prone. (18, 10). He needs to roll his strength check too. He also failed. Oh, no, that's a 19 because he doesn't get disadvantage for strength check. Okay. So he passed that one. He's not prone.
And then the last wolf that can attack is the one that is right next to his arm.
Okay. Crit. Nice. I will roll at disadvantage for my strength check on this one, though. 3. Natural. He is on the ground, and I'll take an extra 3 damage on that. Actually, it's a critical. Now, sorry, the rule on this particular skeleton, that's a critical, so he is instantly dead. There you go.
Protect me.
All right, so that's the end of the turn. Okay. Minotaurs still do nothing. Zombie one is gonna move. These are gonna randomly wander around, but ultimately they're not doing much of anything. Peter, what is the plan? That would be correct.
All right. Then
Okay. Grim. All right, who muted Grim?
I'm muted.
No, I was just giving you a reason to talk. It's your turn.
But on a real note, let's
Roll persuasion. A whole 11. versus a dragon.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I am going to be incredibly fair on this roll. What exactly are you trying to convince him of?
Just to find some way to help get all the skeletons away.
Yeah, he still does not want to do anything.
Okay. We're making me pick apart.
He roars again. He says, "Leave the stuff or die." Okay.
What
He,
did leave, Grim? What did Grim leave?
Nothing.
he picked it all back up, but he had a bunch of stuff. And now I'm going to be forced to roll initiative.
Oh man.
Now, who's rolling the initiative? We're going to run. Dragon. See, I was hoping that maybe the zombie that didn't find
Ancient Bone Dragon.
oh
Ancient bone type anything from valuable property.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at an ancient red dragon right now.
Yes, as in skeleton.
Yeah, like Dracolich.
Uh huh.
And okay.
Passive perception is 26, just so you're aware. Well, you don't know nothing about the dragon other than what you think you know about the dragon.
Oh no, I'm talking.
Grim, roll a 1d20. If you get it higher than 10, you head towards the front of the cave. If you roll less than 10, you go towards the dragon. If you roll a 10, you make the choice. Okay. Yeah.
Just the running guy.
All right. Grim, you're at least 2 full turns from getting back to the cave entrance. Ethan, what's your plan? Emphasize on clear. Okay, that's 60 feet. Are you casting any forms of spells, just in case you have, something that makes you run faster or teleport or anything of that nature, or are you just running? Okay. Mitsu, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move my feet there. Because I've noticed that there's
Yeah, both of yours hit.
and I actually mentioned out loud, nothing else is coming towards us. I'm gonna try to.
Do you guys remember the cave troll, a really large creature on Lord of the Rings, the first one, where it's running through and they're filling it full of arrows and hitting it, and it doesn't seem to be even phased by what's going on?
Cool.
That's what you guys are seeing with this ogre right now.
Depending what happens by my next turn, I'm not gonna say, but
Okay, Solaris, it's your turn. Oh yeah. All right, so you're moving away from the entire horde.
Yeah.
do you want to go
Wait.
south? Do you want to
20,
go
40,
south?
60.
I'm running to where Peter had his eyes go. Let's get out of here. Where we should go when I asked him like, should we run? Actually, let's go southwest. Let's go southwest. And just for the sake of it, since we're really trying to run from this creature, you know what? No, that's fine. I'm not gonna burn an key point just to get like 90 feet away. So I'll end my turn there.
Okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys.
All right. So it is the dragon's turn. And let me remind myself how fast he moves. It's quite fast. Okay, he flies at 80 feet per turn, just so you. He cannot fly in the cave, but I'm just pointing that out right now. 80 feet per turn at a fly. And his speed is 40 feet, so at a full dash, which he's not going to do, but it's definitely enough to get around the corner as you, or as Grim and Ethan feel the rattling bones, the pressure of the rumbling of the cage, as he is now directly behind you, and you can most definitely make him out. Um, that's it for his turn. Wisp, it's your turn. Wisp? All right, so you're running 20 feet back to the wall to get the frog. And then 5 feet? Because you're 25 feet, right? Or did Barbarian give you more speed yet?
35 feet plus the boost, right?
Bonus action to activate those? Yeah.
Yeah, the boost.
So we double that, so that's 20, 30, over here somewhere. Oh, you're right. So that would put Solaris back here. And Wisp be, I don't know, somewhere over there.
That Wisp got the frog.
Wisp will get the frog for sure. Okay, so. Good luck on that. The ogre, not yet disengaged with Peter, looks around, scratches his head, and says, "Where are you going? Friends come back!" And swings at Peter. 17 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna use my reaction to do uncanny dodge and half that.
Fair enough.
So otherwise I do 18 or well no.
16 is 8. Yep, 8 damage. Alright, and that's the only thing that happens this turn. No, that's not true. He is going to hobble around you, taking a very weird hobble. And he's going to go over here. He can't move very far. Now it's Sahalini's turn. He's still next to Peter. He's definitely not trying to run away too far anyways.
Fuck. Shit. So I want to say I'm gonna tell it to hold its action for teleport for when it can see. Action, another poison spray.
Okay. When it teleports, does it teleport you too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Any friendly creature within 5 feet of it.
okay. Poison spray, same target.
Yep.
Okay. Constitution save, right?
Mm-hmm.
4.
That's what I was saying. So that is 11 damage.
All right. 11 damage. Rangor, top of the turn. You see a lightning strike somewhere in the cloud in front of you. You hear the rumbling of the dragon. You hear Peter and Ethan screaming. What are you doing? You hear Grim and Ethan. Hold on 1 second here. Okay, go ahead. I was having issues hearing over Schnitzel. Yeah. I would say you could probably find the string on your side of the cave. Are you gonna go out stealthily, or you're just gonna go out? I get that. Fine. You take off. Let me see, 5, 10, 15 ish. You start to poke your nose out of the cloud. Sure. But for our sakes of you can't sit there and see what they're doing, we're going to just skip that part and I'll just calculate a bunch of stuff. Zombies, minotaurs. Yes. Oh, because you took damage. You're right. Officially, it's Peter's turn. Concentration broke. I'm I'm sure he's going to drop it anyways, whether it does or not. So, Hani, go ahead and choose your location. Oh, that's right. I put him on mute. So, Hani, how far south are you, or whatever other direction you want to go?
I guess I'm directly to the left of Skeleton. South.
Yeah, you're somewhere in the. Oh, I didn't send you a picture.
I got a picture. I can only do 15 feet, so
To the left of the skeleton, to the right of Graveyard.
yeah.
Graveyard's been updated since last week.
Okay. And then, I mean, technically, any enemies. Actually, the enemies are just everything. Because once we teleport out, anything within a certain range of it takes damage as well.
Of where you end up or where you started?
Where we left. Yeah, where we left from.
Interesting. I'll see if I can pull up your stuff and we'll find out.
I got it right here. It's anything within 5 feet of that space the spirit left must succeed on a dex saving throw.
3 of the wolves.
From you or from your pet?
From
It,
my pet. Anything within
17, 20, 12.
all. Wait, no. The 12 failed.
And from this one's, no, 2 skeletons, they failed.
Okay, they take everything that failed takes 6 damage.
Yeah. I think the wolves had more health than that, so we're okay. Peter, your turn. What are you doing?
Well, now that the whole thing is dropped, there is an entire army of undead minions.
Oh, yeah, and they're definitely looking around and seeing all of you now.
I am going to take my action to dash and disengage. So bonus action dash, or bonus action disengage, action dash, and just kind of rush off.
Yep, that would be a full move for both. And technically, you moved 30 feet at every 10-foot interval. You need to roll for slipping. I forgot that before for the others, so we're gonna do it now.
So is that a dex save?
Yes.
Okay, how many of those do I need?
3. You passed all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty low. Grim,
My turn again?
it's your turn. The dragon is within 30 feet of you.
What is able to still use that run and dash?
Okay? That puts you at the cave entrance, roughly.
Well, Ethan can keep running.
Ethan, you run and dash as well.
Yep. At what point do I reach the cave entrance and see all of those chaos?
Oh, you definitely see the skeletons before you get out of the cave. But at the, can you not hear me? Beep beep.
Yep, yep. Ooh, oh crap, I need to.
All right, Sulfur, can you hear us now?
Probably not. She's probably have to jump in now chat.
I just tried to do that to her, but can you hear us now?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello? Ah, yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right. I was going to say, you can definitely see the skeletons looming before you start your move. You're close enough to the entrance, you see the whole horde of skeletons. By the end of your move, you will be, if a move plus dash, you will be exactly at the cave entrance at that point.
Oh, okay. So same with Grim, right?
Yeah, you guys are right about neck and neck.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'll just be dashing. Oop.
Okay. And that leaves Mitsu.
So I'm in the cave. My action and move will do. So technically you have the move. So I'm gonna move 35 feet.
So you're going to dash at 35 feet. The zombie is engaged with you, so you will have to dodge his attack. Is that acceptable?
Yep. Well, I figured.
Okay. And he totally missed.
He's probably about to die.
Yes, actually, you watch as he falls to the ground and crumbles in an ooze.
All we have to do is run away and kill him instead of staying there beating on him. We shoot so many arrows on that guy.
Well, that's not exactly what's going on, but yes, close enough.
Shit. Should I roll? It's dex saving throw. What should I do?
uh, so you move 35 feet, that's 3 rolls. And I'll give you advantage. And right about where you are now, I will say you are actually starting. Oh, that last one just barely passed. Um, but right about where you're standing now, you'll notice the rain is getting a lot less heavy. It feels like it's concentrating on the cave entrance.
Okay, so I yell back, get away from the cave. There's clearly some form of enchantment. It's a lot clearer over here.
Yes, Rangor. Yes. All right. Solaris, you are currently clear and free of all enemy influence. You're at least 25 feet from the closest one, but he definitely sees you. What are you gonna do?
Alright, is it enemies you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, look at you, able to see the screen.
Yeah, I got them.
All right.
Um, so, this one's attack is right here, so I'm gonna shoot a radiant sunbolt at it.
Hasn't attacked her yet. She just kind of teleported next to him. But yes.
Alright. So
Go
does it
ahead.
have to hit
Radiant Sunbolt.
What did it say?
14 hits, just barely. Okay.
What is the crit rate?
It takes double damage for some reason.
Yeah.
No, it does. I'm just telling you now.
Oh wow, really? All right. So awesome. Throwing another radiant sunbolt at it. If it's is it alive?
Oh, yeah, it's still alive. This creature hasn't been harmed until just now.
26.
26 definitely hits.
11.
Yeah, it takes 22 damage.
Still alive.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I really want Bohani to be able to get out, so I'm throwing one last base radiant sunbolt with my speed point.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hits.
What did that say? All right. 9.
Okay. It minus 18 damage. It's still alive. You don't even know that it's phased other than the fact that your radiant damage is turning him into. I can only describe it as a light bulb. He's glowing.
Okay. I'm gonna burn another radiant sunbolt just to let Bohani be safe. Gotta end this guy right now. Nope. At least go.
Hit.
That hit. That does it.
Nope.
Throwing another one.
Still not dead.
Hi, yeah. You know what? Yeah. So, honey, you could do this, and then I'm
Yeah.
just gonna move away.
All right, for every 10 feet you wish to move, you have to roll dex save. And you're moving at half speed, just so you're aware. Draco Lich, it's his turn. And he moves 40 feet right out the gate. And realizing that he can't catch up to you. Oh, why didn't it work? He is going to hit you with his frightful presence, which is not necessarily an attack. It's just you're within 120 feet of him and see him. So, all the undead are unaffected by him running towards you. The two of you that are still in the cave are now going to have to roll to resist.
Does 12 and 15 work?
Yeah. Why are you rolling? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Sulfur is now feared from the dragon officially.
I'm not gonna roll. I'm just gonna take that.
Yeah, it's probably. Come on, you can roll a 19. It's possible.
I would literally have to roll 19.
I believe you.
Try.
Kind of does.
Because
Still a 20% chance.
I can wait a good roll
Do
here.
it.
Nothing. No.
All right. And that is all he's going to do. Okay. It is Wisp's turn.
Let's go. Matt, yeah, you are. This so hilarious. Going for. Hey, wait. Which is who did Solaris at?
The one right above. Yep, that way.
The one that
Right next to
the
Hawni.
one that hit you guys.
It just doesn't show on your screen.
So
It definitely took damage.
oh okay,
Sort of.
sure. I'm going to use my crossbow on him. I don't want us to. I don't want to give up.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my crown. No, I clicked the wrong thing. I have fat fingers.
It's all right. You can hit with your crossbow of +6.
Please say it's
Too late. She rolled again.
Oh, since I could give her 15 plus dex for
That's
flat.
what I was going to do, but she wanted to roll again. I'll let her roll again. Too late.
to re-click it.
Too late. She rolled a 7. She missed horribly. Not horribly. Honestly, it would have almost hit. The AC on these are not very high. Ogre's fault. All right. I assume Wisp turns and runs at that point.
Yes, I do.
Okay. To go full distance, that's because your boots are still active, I believe, for like 3 turns.
Yes. I have I have been more cautious.
So that's like 50 feet you can move to 25 feet again. Go ahead and roll 2 slip saves. So dexterity. And then it would be the ogre's turn after that.
Being buddy after all this.
She is. She runs 20 feet, standing near Mitsu, face plants into the mud and dirt.
Well, your frog was sweating. There you go. Hey, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I swore. I don't care. I won't even leave the ground, y'all.
Creates a 5-foot radius of a splash zone.
Hey, hey, I was doing great. I'm not gonna
Everyone else
lie.
is pitch and mud.
I will give it that Mitsu gets soaked in mud. By the time it's Mitsu's turn, the rain is pouring so heavily
I was
that she doesn't hardly even notice the mud on her clothes anymore. It's just mostly gone. She is soaked to the bone.
bummer. I was gonna try to do a dex save to avoid the mud.
Natural one. Slip and fall into a mud.
Go for it. Absolutely. Fine, I'll give you the advantage. Double deck save. You fall in the mud anyways. Done. Fine. She avoids the mud. Man, dang hunters. She's still soaked to the bone anyways.
Fine. I just was curious. I was covered in mud, so I know if it
Okay.
slows you down.
So, Hani, it's your turn. It can.
Action, poison spray on the skeleton closest to me.
Okay.
So con save.
Yep, I'm working on it. Constitution save. Failed.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming lower than 14.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That is 15 damage.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I'm going to command the fire spirit to go to the mouth of the cave and get our friends out.
Okay. How far can it move?
30 feet, and it can hover, so it doesn't need to worry about walking through the mud.
Broke your system.
Okay. So within 30 feet, it makes its way to the mouth of the cave, sees Ethan and Grim, and ceases doing anything.
I mean, if it sees them, if they're within 5 feet of it, it'll try to teleport, but Ethan and Grim have to be willing. So if they're not willing, they don't come away.
Okay.
I mean, Ethan's trying to get out of there, so.
Oh, they're in terrified mode. They can't rationally think about anything. Dragon's fear, if I remember right, it totally makes them like crazy. You're frightened for 1 minute. Creature can repeat saving throw till the end of its turns. Creature's immune. That's Dragon's Frightful Presence. There's, if I'm not mistaken, dragon scares are just ridiculous. So,
Like I said, if they're willing, they teleport 15 feet out. If not, then they stay there and take fire damage.
I will give them, if they want to roll a Wisdom save of 14 or better, they can make that choice. Otherwise, they're just completely terrified, and they're just doing whatever they can to get away. That's their choice. Okay, Ethan can take the willingness.
Oh yeah, Ethan's getting out of there.
Grim, are you going to try to make that conscious decision? I think he's gone. Yes. I think 12 times. I was trying to say, Solhani's trying to offer you a teleportation, but your character has to be unscared. So I let you roll 14 or higher on a wisdom save to consciously make the effort to accept the wolf's teleport.
Okay, let's see if this will work. Wisdom.
He failed. All right. So 15 feet, you said, right?
Yep, 15 feet.
Okay.
And if Grim didn't come, he needs to make a dex.
Sorry about that, Grim. Selhani's trying to kill you.
That says it is. At least he can do that, right? What do I need to beat?
You gotta beat a 14 on a dex save.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the same roll, literally. 14 barely. All right. He doesn't take the damage. Rangor, your wolves, I'm assuming you're just leaving them to attack. Okay. They're all going to go canine attack mode. You're running too? Full sprint? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet. That's 2 deck saves you need to roll.
How much damage do I take? Oh, you know.
You didn't take any. Yep, you saved yourself. Okay, you fall in the mud on that second. So you are also prone. And because we did it for Wisp, Peter. Oh no! Oh! Fine.
Hey, that actually would help with such smell.
Anyways, zombie's turn. He does smell pretty bad. Just saying.
And at the end of this whole thing, Peter's the only one not covered in mud. I'm gonna throw mud at Peter. I didn't actually get covered in mud. I'm just wet. Well, you got splashed a little. It's just that the rain washed it off, so it's fine. Anyway, you got covered in my mud, so like I can't give you more mud. That would be unfair.
So Honey does 11 hit.
At 11, does it hit me or does it hit
You.
the What are you trying to hit?
You.
No, 11 doesn't hit.
Okay. I guess it's Peter's turn then.
Still continuing on. Action
actually going to be using. Okay, if I use a bonus action to dash, but an action to move quickly, would I have back to my normal half movement that I have right now?
So you're going to use your full move plus a dash action, right?
Full move plus a dash action, and then using my action to be like moving carefully. If that makes any sense.
So you can make a third move.
Fall into the mud.
Okay, so you want to use your. That's a good question. Okay, so if you're going to move carefully, that's half move for each move you're going to do. So half, half plus half. That's 3 moves. So 15, 15, 15. Plus half of that. So 45, 23 feet roughly if you're moving carefully with all 3 move actions.
So 20 feet away.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think I'm just going to be continuing on until we get out.
Okay. Grim, you. Fair enough. You guys were running at 60 feet in the cave. That puts you at 60 plus 30, 90 feet. You are. Somebody do the math here. 30 feet still? 90 minus 40?
90 minus 40, so that's
50 feet away from the dragon at this moment in time. You must. You must flee. I mean, you can roll a save to try to roll a save, but you must take your full movement in any safe direction away from that dragon.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Okay. So are you? I'm just gonna say 5 feet out into the rain, and then from there we're gonna start taking your steps. So 10 feet. How far? One full action is 30 feet, so 15 feet roughly to get there, and that's a dex save to make sure you don't fall.
Dex save.
Yep. And I assume you're going to take a dash action after this, so it's another 15 feet. That'll be 2 dex saves after that if you start passing them. So the first dex save fails, so that doesn't matter. You fall prone at the end of your move. So then you have half movement speed to get up if you're going to take a dash action. And then half move again to move. So that's like 5 feet with a dash action. And that doesn't mean you need to slip at that point. Okay. Ethan, you find yourself surprisingly outside with all the skeletons and stuff, but you are still unfortunately feared. You can try to, get rid of the fear by doing wisdom save with one action, or you can just try to run.
I'll try to do my wisdom save. Always try to do your wisdom save.
I would agree. You passed.
19! Woo!
All right.
Good save!
You're down in action, but you do have your intelligence back, and you are immune to the dragon's fear for a while.
Okay, well, everybody's running, right?
Yeah.
Let's assume which everybody's
Oh no, the string's on the wall and you're not next to the wall. I mean, you see people actually just running. There's no fog, nothing. You watch your friends, they've taken off. Except for Selhani, who's next to you.
And Grim is behind me.
He's not far behind you, yeah. You saw him run out of the cave, fall on his face, and try to get back to his feet.
Okay. And the skeletons, they look like they're gonna be chasing us.
You would assume so.
Okay then. So I guess. Wait, do I? Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna keep running, I guess.
Okay.
Following strips like everybody else.
Okay, so because you don't have an action, that's 15 feet for you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one deck save, and you can choose which direction you want to go.
I guess I'll go to where everybody else is going and go with the and make a deck save, right?
There, I'll put you there.
Oh no, I failed.
You, so next to Selhani, because you didn't make it full 15 feet, you fall on your face. That is the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Mitsu, you watched, because you're already facing backwards thanks to Wisp. You watched Raingor fall on his face, Wisp fall on her face, Ethan fall on his face, Grim fall on his face. If it wasn't such a terrifying situation, you'd probably be laughing right now.
Deck save to avoid getting muddy.
Yeah, we can do that. I don't think Sohani cares, but yeah. Sohani intentionally fails the deck save. Okay, keep going.
I mean, I only got a 8 anyway, so.
Oh, and Ethan would have had to fail or roll the deck save to see if she got muddy or he got muddy, whatever. When Grim fell. Just saying.
Well, it doesn't matter since it's already on his face, so he's gonna get muddied anyway.
Yeah, at the moment it doesn't matter, but I just would have pointed that out. She should have called it way back then.
Oh, I just heard about Ethan falling. I didn't know it was earlier, so.
It's okay.
Um. So you did say that coming further out, the rain wasn't as bad. So was it here?
By about the point where you are now, the rain is more or less dissipated, and there's not so much muddy puddles, and you're not going to have to make the saves going past this point.
So, knowing that, I once again yell. I just saw them run out. Try and get out of there. Be careful getting up. I will shoot at that one.
Go for it. The 22 hits for sure. Let me double check his AC. The 10 does not hit.
Okay, thanks. And then I will proceed to run another
However
15
far.
feet away.
Okay. Solaris, you're quite a range from these people as it is. You're off the map as far as I'm concerned. Are you going to come back and do anything, or are you just going to keep going? Let him decide later.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrifying call.
Didn't expect to see that.
So
So are you coming back on the map, or are you going to continue running?
based on where I am right here, I'm going to attack this creature. But if this creature is in the way, I don't mind attacking it. Instead, I'm going to use my darts, but it's going to be rolling at disadvantage.
Sure.
So, does that hit?
Yep.
Wow.
That's a good roll. Oh, you rolled it at advantage, not disadvantage. My bad.
No, at disadvantage.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get it. So the 10 technically misses. His AC is 12. I
Rolling
apologize.
the other one again. I am not picking up
Yeah, that one hits this time. This time it definitely hits. Okay, 7 damage. It's the first time this creature was hit. Oh, you haven't hit the Minotaur skeleton yet. I thought you said you were attacking Minotaur skeleton. Am I wrong?
Oh, like I said, if I'm not able to hit the creature, this is in the way.
It's.
In the way, I wouldn't be able to.
I'm not gonna say you can't throw past it. I mean, technically it would be, but who am I to say? So if you want to do 7 damage to the skeleton instead, that's cool. But no, it didn't fall down.
Alright, that's it. I end my turn, and I move farther out the map and say, guys, get out of there.
This time the dragon uses its full move, and it is not that small. It is much larger. If I'm not mistaken, it's even larger than that. As it pops out of the cave.
Oh, great. That is just fantastic.
That seems about the right size. Alright, Wisp. Oh, at the end of its turn, I do want to make sure in Draconic it says, "Give me back my treasure." Specifically, you offered him treasure and then ran off with it.
No, I said if you were to help us.
You already dropped it. He doesn't care. You offered it. You dropped it on the ground. He wants it.
That sounds like personal problem, man.
It sounds like your whole team's problem now. Wisp, your turn.
I'm okay. I'm on
Oh yeah, it does.
like I'm gone. I'm not even supposed to be out here.
Yeah.
Shut up!
Wisp has to spend half her movement to get up, but then it's easy sailing from there.
Yeah. Half the team is there, and half the team is others there. There's 2 theirs, and 2 theirs is too many there.
Oh, speaking of that, everybody but Solaris is now within 120 feet, right? So Grim and Ethan don't have to roll since how Grim's already feared and Ethan passed, but the rest of you have to roll a fear check.
I'm actually 35. I'm not gonna jump from there.
Fair enough.
How much would these
I'm going to say that you and him are gone if you don't plan to come back. For the rest of you, 19. Peter saved.
The secret is, I'm always scared.
I just rolled a 19.
Nice. All right, that leaves Wisp and Rangor.
Looking, but it's not coming.
I see one.
Okay.
16 for Wisp. Failed. Rangor totally is like, I've seen dragons before, and he walks off. For this move, he totally gets, right, he is not going to be hindered by the terrain at this point with that kind of roll. He is just going to walk on out of here like it's nothing. But Wisp, how are you going to take your turn in fear? Kind of got to try to resist or run. Yeah.
I've got my frog with me. I've got my frog with me. I'm gonna run.
Wisp takes her whole speed to go. Oh, she's just running for her life. Let's see, ogres. Sure, for the frog's life, we can say that. Ogres aren't doing anything. Selhani, your choice. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to tell my fire spirit to go, just 1 square south of me and teleport all 3 of us 15 feet south.
It's all about Grim. Awesome.
Well, I mean, doesn't want to try to get teleported.
Too late. You already said go, and no.
Well, like I said,
You three are gone. Well, a little
Well,
ways.
well, hold on. That's the creature's turn. I take my turn first. Can I
yeah, let's see.
can I grapple Grim?
You'd have to move. You would have to move, giving attack of opportunity to the skeleton.
Yeah, you're
That's
right in
fine.
there.
I've got
And you said he has to be willing, right? And so he still would have left or stayed there if he wasn't willing.
He can accept his fate. It is fine.
Yeah, I don't think it would have worked.
stayed back this whole time to get everybody out.
The image is a tiny little gnome trying to grapple a elf that's in the dirt.
Well, the way
All right.
things see.
But you can't. But you may take your move as well as your action to bolt out of here the best you can.
Nope.
Oh, what are you gonna do then?
That's it. That's the end of my turn. I went 15 feet south of where I'm at. And so did Ethan.
You use the bonus action of the dog, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rangor, what are you doing? Yes, walking away. Hopefully. We are in cheetah form, and we are out of here. All right. Fair enough. Do any of my skeletons or zombies?
You get an advantage to not slip if you
I already told him he's gonna for his last roll he doesn't get a slip.
Oh, that's right. The discipline.
Yeah. Only fair. Um, this Minotaur takes a step and then swings his Solhani, I guess, for a 20. That's probably gonna hit. 10 slashing damage. What's with all the doggos? What doggos? Okay, Peter, your turn.
The wolves. Like, I haven't seen them
Oh,
do anything.
oh, they're attacking. They're viciously attacking the skeletons, and nothing's happening.
Okay.
They're Rangor's little thing he did. They're
Distraction.
yeah.
Going to look back. Am I in the area where it starts to no longer become muddy?
Yeah. You're about where I was at.
Then I'm going to take my action to recast Fog Cloud. So there will be another 40-foot diameter sphere. Not that cold. Just placing that right now, and then orient it, and it's going to catch everything, the entirety of the Dracolich,
And Grim.
getting Grim out of it.
Okay.
So, and then I yell out to run, and then I begin to bonus action dash and sprint off the screen.
Okay.
That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Grim. Half your move speed to get up. So that leaves you at 15 move speed at half, plus bonus action to move if you're not going to roll to save your wisdom check. You may also use a dash action. And he's quiet again. So, I'm assuming he's doing just that. He's going to try to run away. You know what? I'll give you that. So he won't get the sprint. 10 feet roughly, and then he needs to do his dex save. And fails. Grim is back in the mud. Uh, yeah, but this is Grim's second time in the mud. Ethan, your turn. As you watch as Grim splashes in the mud once again. Alright, so you're running yourself 30 feet. So let's roll. How far can you move? If you can make it 30 feet with the dash action, you're out of the mud. So that's, yep. Failed the first one. So now you have half that move speed.
That's why I went with them. Okay. But I only have 30 feet anyway.
Right, so if you took the dash action, so that was 15 feet. It's your regular move. You have like 5 feet left with the dash action.
What have I missed?
You fell in the mud and ended your turn.
My turn, okay.
No, it was your turn. I just made you move as fast as you could, and you didn't go more than 10 feet, and you are done with your turn.
Okay.
Now it's the Dracolich's turn. Ethan tried to save you with his cutting words, but it didn't work. Dracolich once again says, "Give me my treasure," as he steps over to you, grabs you with his claw, or at least attempts to, so you can try to roll at disadvantage a strength check against a 16.
Wait a second. Would he have to roll a d4 to know which direction he's pointed? Or
He has blind sight within 60 feet.
yeah, right. Yeah, I said that.
Yep. He knows Grimm's right there.
Need to stop your killing me, Nope.
Here's a question. Since Grim has
Why?
fallen in the mud twice, how covered is he? And if so, would his smell or even heat be visible?
The
That's a good idea.
But the dragon would still know roughly where he's going. He fell down with a negative or with a natural 1. He made noise. The dragon knew which direction he headed. And so,
Covered in mud.
Could you
He
possibly please, just as a beacon of hope, make a perception check? I know it's probably not.
all right. All right.
Just as a bit of compromise.
I will.
I know it's probably not going to work.
Doubling down on what the dude what Richie just said.
Oh.
He's covered in mud. Is there a chance he kind of lose grip because Grim is slippery, maybe?
Yeah, if he's covered in mud, that's one.
The dragon grabs Grim in his.
Perception was a
The dragon grabs Grim with his bony claw. As you guys see his terrifying stature, he doesn't even have cloth between the different parts of his wings as he takes to the sky and flies eastward.
Should you save Grim see if he can keep the muddy Grim?
On this next turn, Sure. He walked over, grabbed Grim, and took off. I'll say he didn't even move this far. He probably is only about here, but for now, Grim, you're in the air, maybe 15 feet off the ground and flying off, and each turn it takes, the dragon's going to only get higher in the air. So, Wisp, it's your turn. And let's see, you're far enough away. You could have noticed that if you wanted to, but ultimately, there's not really much going back. It's up to you on what you want to do. Like I said, you're pretty much out of combat right now, like Solaris says. So it's your choice.
Really, I want, yeah, like, did I see Rhythm get carried off?
You're running in fear for your life. So no, you probably weren't paying attention.
Okay. Can I roll to twist that?
Yes, absolutely, you may. It's a wisdom save of 19.
Oh my god! Just now Grim got another nat 20, but it was at a disadvantage. That's even worse. Oh.
And that's what happens, right? That's what happens when you're prone versus a grapple check. 14. You are still in fear, running for your life. So, Hani, it's your turn. You guys have seen Wisp more vocal than normal, screaming in terror.
Make him drop it. Just for a split second.
What are you doing, Salhani?
Shit.
So how far is the dragon from me?
Well, it's 15 feet in the air plus, where's my ruler? Roughly 35, so 50 feet roughly.
50 feet. Let me check the spell and see if that's within range.
I feel like this is a bad idea already.
I know. I'm well aware. It's no man left behind situation though.
Guys, it's fine. I mean, we're not leaving you behind. We can leave Grim behind. It's fine.
Grim is also screaming in complete terror, by the way.
I
He's
know
having.
I have this spell, but for some reason I can't find it.
You want to know the absolute funny part about terror move?
Okay, I found it. Oh, I can hit him.
A part of Grim's background is that he can stare a hell in the face without flinching. Like in his mind, he's like, I'm not really scared, but man,
What is the cut through doing right now? What?
In Grim's head, it is trying to tell him to snap out of it, calm down, and attack the thing. But Grim is he has already pissed himself. You know, it's that kind of fear. He is gone.
I cast Scorching Ray.
I would rather not render someone calm and be screaming in fear or screaming in joy. Please let him.
Let him go.
Please don't. That image in my brain.
I wanted to be a part of the dragon at one point. No.
Oh, great, Rangor. All right, Scorching Ray. What are your rolls?
Alright. My lowest is a 13.
It's 22 to hit, just so you know.
22, then only one ray hit on a natural 18.
Ooh, nice.
That's
Are you aiming for
6
the dragon
d8.
or Grim at this point?
For the
Dragon.
claw holding.
Okay. Okay. 16 fire damage. And okay, he took 16 fire damage. Halved.
Bonus action. That's fine. Bonus action. Tell my fire spirit to go 30 feet forward, and then fire seed.
Okay.
And that's a nat 20 on that.
Okay.
So that's 7 fire damage.
Halved. 4 damage.
Yep.
Okay. Grim has his pants on fire and he is flying down the way.
Am I able to see this?
Uh, I can say that you probably could, but you are quite a ways out there now. You have just been hauling. Rangor is the closest person, and even then, he is pretty far out. Wisp is far out. I mean, the only people that are close enough to him right now is Sir Selhani and Ethan.
Peter's right on the edge, so he could gonna try and run back.
Sure. I will do a great axe to Selhani for 15 to hit.
That hit.
20 more damage.
20 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still up.
Well, that's good. Not trying to kill you, just trying to get you out of there. All right, Peter.
I understand.
Okay. So I'm going to step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then for my just as a bonus action dash, and then use as an action cast cause fear at first level on the Dracolich, and in the same tone that you kind of tell a dog to drop whatever toy it is, I'm going to say, fucking drop that thing. Shit.
All right.
So nothing else in the area, because it's pouring rain, except for the Dracolich can hear Peter because he's using arcane words.
Wisdom.
That with a DC 13 just to get its attention. So yeah, it's feared by me. So drop that damn thing. Drop that damn. No, dang it, legendary resistance. Free a day. Oh what? Guys, it's not here. Guys, I have thought about something. I just remembered something. Okay, I can keep Grim out of this.
It is Grim's turn. Grim, you are still in fear.
Wait, can Grim yell in fear and say, fine, 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 you can have your strength?
You could certainly say that.
Yeah.
The dragon chuckles and says, I have it now, and continues flying.
Are you telling me that Grim's the treasure now?
Try and make a persuasion check with that commentary to try to get attention. Oh, well, that's it, guys. Grim doesn't think make some pictures in. With that.
Yeah, you can try.
Also, how far is Grim? Because if this doesn't work, I'm gonna hit Grim.
Let's see. 14. We'll do wisdom. 8. What kind of insult are you trying to put on the dragon?
I'm telling it to fucking drop it and come here.
Okay.
Bad dragon.
Dragons are more similar to cats from like everything else I've ever seen, so that's why I think so.
Even though there are no trees, he's going to run nearest tree. He is going to run to the nearest tree and crouch down behind it.
Don't see anything.
Oh,
Ethan. It is your turn.
Centuries old dragon.
No.
Come here, animal kingdom. It's like,
Wait, so is the dragon actually gonna do that?
I
wait, wait,
Like,
don't.
is the dragon?
wait, Peter, this is for
Cannot, you guys. This is not being recorded.
Oh, it's being recorded.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, Lisa.
The fog cloud is gone.
How well is it being recorded? I don't know. Let's hope it works great, but it is being recorded. Maybe one of you want to check Twitch and find out, but yeah.
Okay, guys, it is official. Let Grim go. We're just gonna have to lose him. There's no coming back from this.
If he doesn't come back, so Ani's gonna mercy kill him before the dragon can get away.
Oh no.
All right, guys. All right, guys. It's Ethan's turn. Grim is still in fear. It is Ethan's turn.
Did the dragon do anything though?
Oh,
Like,
yes. The dragon in midair clearly turned towards Peter.
I don't even have the bird mask. It's probably just a guy, no mask, with a hat. Sees it gets the attention, realizes that he got its attention, and runs to the tree.
Did you roll a stealth? Did you say walk in view?
Nope, I don't have any bonus actions for that. I used it
but
today.
isn't it fear? Why would it come to you if it's fear?
Oh, it's not feared. It passed the fear. But he rolled a persuasion and successfully told him to come to him. So Dragon said, "Okay."
And please.
Okay, so guess what? Ethan is gonna look at all of this and just like start to get paler and paler and paler and become so gaunt as he uses his what is that thing called? Form of the dead.
Oh, I think it's
So
fireball. Dang. I forgot to
see this?
Okay.
And because he is within fire sorry, he is within Eldritch Blast distance, he's gonna try and Eldritch Blast the dragon dude. Hopefully. 18 probably doesn't.
18. I believe I have 22 AC. I do.
Oh, dang. Okay, so neither hit. But okay.
The Dracolich's turn.
Technically,
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
um,
Technically, you can only use one action to attack with a spell, and one with a
Eldritch Blast
cantrip.
is yeah, Eldritch Blast. If you go past level 5, you have it's 10 damage, d10 damage, but you can do it twice.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I do have a
Oh.
bonus action. Oh wait, no, my bonus action was there. Okay, yeah. So that, and I move a little bit away from the dragon. Is it? Do I still need to use my deck save or fall to the ground?
Yes, for another 15 feet. Wait, you're right at the edge. I'm sorry, for another 10 feet, so there's only one more save.
Okay. Oh,
And you can only move 15 feet without a dash anyways, so.
yeah. Well, I would have to anyway, but whee.
Yes, you are, right at 10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say you're able to get up with the remainder of your move.
Yeah.
The Dracolich's turn. After it turns to Peter and watches Peter run off. Just for the fun of it, we're going to hit Perception. That one.
Oh, that one.
In its process of flying, and it turns towards Peter. It catches that what Peter did, but kind of loses interest and flies up and out about 25 feet up and 25 feet out, and then takes a dash action to do it again. So it is now 75 feet up and off the map.
So, Dragon School.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's official. Today's Grim's last day of the campaign.
Peter is going to bonus action dash.
It is Wisp's turn, and Wisp is still long gone, but she can try to control the fear and maybe just get her senses back. You are no longer feared. If you wish to move back towards battle to get on the map, it'll take a full turn because we did a full turn off the map for you. Okay, so we'll put you just back on the map then. The ogres are doing nothing. Selhani, it is your turn. That dragon, like I said, is nearly it's 100 feet further than it was originally, so it is out there.
Is Grim farther than 120 feet away?
From where you're currently standing, yes.
75
Okay, what if I moved 25 feet forward?
No, he'd still be further than that. Let me see. 10, 20, 25. Well, it's beyond that map. So 50 plus 50, that's 100 feet, 75 feet, and then up 50, 65 feet. So 75 plus 65 is 135 feet, right? Did I do that right? So if you were to move 25 feet closer to him, he'd be about 135 feet away from you.
I'd still need another 15 feet to murder skeleton.
What exactly is the dragon holding on to him?
He has just grabbed you right around the midsection really tightly and flew off.
Alright, shit, well, I guess, Scorching Ray on the skeletons that are around me.
You're not going to disengage or leave or anything? Okay. Pick your target or targets.
You know what, just pick 3 for me, 1 on each.
Okay, go for it.
My lowest roll was an 11.
Okay, you hit all 3.
Okay. Excuse me while I rolled 9d6.
But he's got to split it up. He's got to split it to 3 different attacks.
Yep. First attack is 21.
You actually watch as one of the skeletons burn to a crisp.
Okay. Second attack is 7.
Okay.
Third attack is 9.
Okay. What are you doing for your bonus and or move?
Bonus, having my spirit come to me and teleport me 15 feet to me.
Okay. All right.
So if anything
1,
was
2,
around
3.
me when it teleported,
Peter, Grim. Ethan, Peter's hiding. I assume he's not going to try to do anything to the dragon at this point. Okay, fine. Peter, your turn.
Bonus action. First 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Peter's going to try and yell out
still, yeah, and say that, just, yeah, yell out if it's not, if it's going to leave with Grim, we're going to take all of its treasure that's inside that cave.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that.
Try to roll an intimidation.
Alright. Hopefully this works. Would deception also add? I don't know.
You're trying to intimidate it. That is a straight threaten attack. That's intimidation.
Yeah, nope, 7.
I can roll it, but I'm pretty sure he automatically passes that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he rolls a 1.
Yeah, unless he rolls a nat 1. Nope.
He's off.
Yeah, so like if Peter get it, Peter has to get it like inspiration, right? Because that the thing he did.
Nope. Nope.
Sorry. Grim, you can try to break fear, otherwise you're in the clutches of the dragon.
What do I need to break here?
19, wisdom.
Well, I'm gonna go with my plan then. Grim is gonna say to himself, Jack before capture, and stab himself with one of the swords.
He is
What?
currently unable to do that. The entity inside his body is forcing his limbs not to move.
Oh, this is that's he would say to the puppy, he's like, I'm sorry, but this is the end of the line for us right here.
And it still is taking over your body and forcing you not to act.
I'm gonna say like, wow, you can do this, but snap me out of there.
It yells back, I've been trying. And then, Ethan, it's your turn.
Can you fight it?
He might be able to, but, he spent his entire time arguing with this cockaroo and trying to fight it. Ethan?
I'm not. There's no way I can go up to 120 feet of it, right?
Um, Probably not. You're still within the very slow area, unless you got some sort of teleport spells or something. Probably not.
I don't have any teleport spells. Ugh. And it won't be able to hear me, I mean, right?
You're quite a ways away, inside the storm. Unlikely unless you get out of the storm.
So if I get out the storm, like literally here, then will I be there since it's two? Will I be able to scream at it, and will it be able to hear me?
You can definitely try. It's got great perception, so it could choose to ignore you, but it might be able to hear you from that far away.
Okay. So I'll move over here.
You still got to roll your dex to see if you're going to fall again. And you fell right at the edge of the rain.
I've been falling every single time. Okay, my rolls really have not been great.
He's definitely going to want to sit in the bath when he's done.
Well, no, wrong, Ethan. Wrong, Ethan.
Still.
All right.
Okay, so I'm here,
Uh-huh.
and that's 10.
Sure.
Will I be able to shout at it?
You have a bonus action. You can make out a couple of words.
Okay.
I'll eat you like a soggy waffle.
Do we have a little milk chew on your bone?
I'm literally just gonna say like, hey guys, I got the dragon's treasure. We can run.
You could
That
do it.
That one would have to be deception.
You can do it. But you are really far away. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh well.
You can try it.
Deception.
I'm going to roll with advantage due to his range only. 11.
Oh wait, we just angered the dragon.
Yeah.
Trying to bring it closer.
Yeah, we're just trying to bring it closer. All I need
It-
is one hit, guys. All I need is one hit, and I will fear that thing.
You watch as while it was flying away, it stops and tucks its head underneath it, like kind of doing a barrel roll, looks back up and flies away.
Oh my god.
Right? It clearly still had its treasure as it flew away.
But it was deception. How did he know it still had the
He
treasure?
stopped to look at the treasure. He didn't say it was in the cave anymore.
It's on his belly, isn't it?
Mm. It's in his
Nah,
claws.
Grim. The treasure's in Grim all along.
Oh, Solaris is in the distance watching the whole thing. Oh, well, he might not even know that Grim's there, but he just watched that dragon fly away.
How dense are these woods?
They're not too horribly dense. Like I said, you guys are shouting. Solaris ran quite a ways away before the dragon came out and picked up Grim and flew off. So I'm not saying that Peter or Solaris couldn't try to run back, but he definitely watched as the dragon grabbed Grim and flew away.
So if he'd seen that, he would have like ran back eventually. So
Yeah, well, I don't know how fast you guys are gonna get. This dragon's moving at what did I say, 100 feet per second, or fly is 80 feet without his dash. So he's you could keep up with him on land, except for he flies over all the hills and trees and everything else that you have to run around. So
I use my bonus action to use 2 points to also gather items. I only have 2 feet to go.
I will say you can eventually get underneath the dragon and or keep up with the dragon for a time. I don't know what you plan to achieve.
If I am able to catch up, I'm gonna use my last like 2 points to jump and try to grab Grim off of the dragon.
There is no way you are jumping over 100 feet into the air.
Well,
I did specify he was going up into the air and just going.
Yeah, if you grab Ethan, he has some long range spells, so.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit too far to grab Ethan right now.
Yeah. So, your party has lost to Grim. I will say you all make it out of the storm safely, and you'll notice the moment you're all out of the storm, all of the zombies fall, crumble, and dissolve.
Try one thing.
What would you like to do?
Just moving, using all the movement to try and go, hold up the jagged crest, and say that this dagger rivals the gods, and yell that out.
You can certainly try. Go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Would it be deception since the
Fine.
jagged crest
In
is
this
deception?
in this case, I will let you roll deception.
26.
The dragon continues to fly off.
Wanting deception.
The dragon is still flying. Completely ignores you.
Yep.
Flying literally over all of our finances. Nothing's gonna happen.
What's a dragon?
Ancient dragon.
An ancient dragon.
Exactly. But man, our like after leveling up our first combat and Grim
I think it is the first combat since your last level up. And you guys killed one skeleton. Technically, a few others killed themselves, but
Did we actually kill it?
Selhani did finally kill one skeleton.
Oh, is it the one that was in the radiant pool?
Yep.
Yeah, his tree died for the sake of.
It was such a terrible fight.
Oh, you guys should have seen the way. Oh, yeah. The encounter was literally to push you guys into the cave to notice that there's a dragon and make you guys run away. You were not supposed to engage the dragon, nor were you supposed to stop and fight the guys. You were supposed to realize that they were more or less unkillable and run away. And any chance that they rolled a critical failure, they killed themselves. That was the encounter that you guys rolled upon. So, just so you know.
Yeah.
That means it's not just claim we have Grim at the
Well,
What happened the last time we fought a dragon?
nope.
Gain his place. Saying, "Be my pet. I want to be your pet." What do you do for a dragon in a cave? Was Grim's like,
Well, maybe Grim's going to learn his lesson for once. We'll see.
probably not.
We'll see.
Commit suicide.
I get that.
remember what happened with the shambling cow.
I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
God. Exactly.
But it is at 11 o'clock,